I added that.
I love this. Because you're you.
Yeah.
And you're the best.
You start crying. Don't. Stop.
It's Pisces season. We're supposed to cry.
Pisces season.
It's 2025. You're supposed to cry.
Oh, man. Interviews, huh?
You want to sit on my lap? I'm just kidding. It just seems weird that I'm just like, oh. What would be a dream band for you to release?
I'm really happy to work with anybody, first off. But a dream band, there's who's that? there's a couple local bands here who I'm really big fans of. Wait, what did he even say?
I think he said Kid Rock.
Kid Rock?
Hey, what's up? I'm Dustin, and this is Utopian Voids. In this episode, we're going to hear from some acts playing our event happening Saturday, March 8th in Pomona at Wish You Were Here Cocktail Lounge. If you're around, come on out to the show. The show will also be streaming live on our YouTube. If you're not in the area, you can check that out. Playing live will be Sexette, Hurt Hawks, Pink Light, and Palm Reader. And we also have DJs Baron and Lágrimas. I will be handling the visuals, and our featured vendor is Suburban Helltapes. So we're going to get to know some of the acts on the show, Pink Light, Hurt Hawks, Lágrimas, as well as Tom, who runs the Suburban Helltapes label. These interviews were hosted by Dia, who is a DJ over at KSPC Claremont. And I hope you enjoy finding out more about these acts and creative people and get a little perspective on what it's like for artists in the area these days. So we're going to send it over to Dia. I am Dustin. This is Utopian Voids. Thanks for watching.
Let's meet the acts.
Hi, this is Dia. I have two shows on KSPC Radio, Radio Realness, and Synthdactyl Program. I'm here tonight with Pink Light.
Hello.
So we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
It's always great to see you, Dia.
Always great.
Look at how beautiful you look.
Thank you.
Gorge.
We had to. We knew we were going to see you, so we had to dress it up.
Yay!
Definitely.
So you just played a benefit. How was that? It was Thursday.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it was really special because, as a queer, trans femme, non-binary act, being able to support and give back to our community, like during these times, it's
important.
A lot of scary stuff going on. So like seeing how can we give back and what can we do to support.
Yeah. Also just surrounding yourself with like-minded people in this really cozy space that we were at, the social club in downtown. It's a really nice atmosphere, and it was like a variety act, and there was a comedy troupe where it's like, okay, we need to laugh, and then there was us, and it's like, okay, we need to dance, and then there was like a lot of really cool singer-songwriters, and it's like, okay, like we get to cry to this music, so it was just like really healing. And people had like art and wishes that they can make.
Oh,
and it was really
sounds
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you do new choreography for that show?
No.
So Pink Light has a really beautiful visual and auditory show where they do a lot of dancing, choreographed and in sync dancing. So did you do some of that?
Oh yeah. We always do
new dances.
No new dances, but we always bring the dance moves that the Peanut choreographs.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with do you have new dance moves?
Do you want to talk a little bit about the choreographing, how important it is to your sets and things like that?
I think the choreography is such a big part of this era of Pink Light. It allows people to connect to the music in a different way. Like it's always really special to see folks dancing along to like ¿Quién eres tú? ¿Quién soy yo? So yeah, it's really special. It adds another layer to the experience. So it's really fun.
No notes, period.
I feel like there's not a lot of bands that do choreograph or synchronized dancing, which is really beautiful to see.
Thank you.
I think it's a way for us to express ourselves, and also it's an homage to everything we love, like 80s groups always danced, things like that. Musicals always have dancing.
Yes.
We're huge musical theater fans, huge fans of camp. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you want to share how Pink Light started?
Yeah, so Pink Light started around like 10 years ago. Back when I lived in Boston, it was my act. I was like, how can I make some 80s type stuff? And it went through many different phases. It started off with, I got together with some friends and we started like this little 4-piece post-punk band. And then I moved to LA, and then I was trying to figure out what to do with it. Then I've always been really into electronic music.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'm here by myself. How about I make my own beats and stuff like that? Eventually, Peanut saw me perform and was able to bring this new dimension to the music by the visuals and the choreography. And it's turned into something really, really special that I'm really proud of. And I couldn't have done it without my partner here.
Aww. And also vocals.
And the vocals, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Peanut brings the vocals.
Do you want to talk about how your involvement with Pink Light, how it is for you?
The most recent album, Your Gravity Belongs to Me Now. During that time when it was being released, we had started dating around that time. And I felt like really lucky because I was just like with this cool new person and they were showing me like things they were going to release and like they cared about my opinion and they were like
that feels good.
Yeah, and it was really nice to be seen in that way just because like you knew that I was artistic and you knew that I was creative and you saw that I had something to contribute to this. And so yeah, like somebody caring about their like my opinion and getting my take on it. And then there was that layer of it where I felt like I was involved. And then when it was time to promote the album, Johnny had known that I had a film background and that I had made like cool visuals before. So I had helped in that. And then I saw the live act and I was like, hey, this is great, but what you really need is this, and this. And then we applied it to the next shows and then I got up there on stage. And ever since then, it's been really great, really great. Yeah, we've been performing a lot, which is I feel so grateful about, and I hope it keeps happening.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. So the most recent EP that you released, do you want to talk about that?
So we've released one album and then a single last year.
The single.
The single, that was our first cumbia, getting into our Mexican roots, our Latino roots. That was a lot of fun because I created, we worked on something that we hadn't done before with the group. And it was also Peanut's debut as a group member.
Yeah.
And
yay.
Yeah, her vocals were there for the first time, so that's fun. It's cool because folks who see the show, they see this version, but then when they listen to it at home, it's a little different because it's just me.
So as you can tell, they have a beautiful outfit on, very well coordinated. How often do you go to thrift stores? Is thrift stores one of the main resources? And which ones are your favorites?
So I am from Covina, which is...
I love Covina.
Right? Which is so slept on, but a pillar of the San Gabriel Valley, and they have the best thrift stores. My favorite thrift store. I wonder how many people I'm going to get canceled by in Covina for giving this away. It's Community Valley Thrift.
Yeah, the one
I
on...
love that
the one on Arrow?
On Arrow.
I go to that one. I know to at least spend 2 hours there.
Yes.
So I plug in and I just go row to row.
Yes, just exactly rows and rows and rows. And then they have like a whole nother side store dedicated to like home goods and like not only community stores for clothes, but also for what can we put to make cool visuals. Or what can we use, like what gear do they have? And so that's definitely my favorite. And Goodwill always has stuff. Like Goodwill is just open late and readily available.
And then do you have any favorite eating spots in Covina?
My grandma's house. And One Veg World. One Veg World is a
love
staple.
That place.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, by the movie theaters in
the
West
spring
Covina.
rolls.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, San Gabriel Valley.
And they have the best desserts.
Yes, yes. And they have tons of vegan options. So that's really great. So yeah, One Veg World. And I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't remember it right now. Spaghetti Factories in Duarte. How dare you? How dare you? Shame on you.
And now that you two live in Burbank, what are your favorite places out there? One, the thrift stores and to eat.
We love Del Taco.
I feel like I'm learning so much about Burbank and the Armenian culture. Really, any Middle Eastern restaurant we've eaten at has been good. Today we ate, today we had Spam. Is it called Masubi? How do you say that? At Moana restaurant.
Nice.
That was really good.
We just got there like a month ago, so we're
Nice.
still seeing what's up.
So do you have any projects you're working on?
Yeah, we have a new project. So we have Pink Light, which is, like, as we mentioned, like it started with me, and as we work together, we realized that we want other avenues to release music, and this one is fronted by Peanut, called Las Brujitas, and
Nice.
we just put out our first song like a month ago or something.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and it's different from the Pink Light vibe. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I do. So the song is called The Za for any gardeners out there. I think you'll really like it. The band is called Las Brujitas, and it's more of like Pink Light is electronic too. There's more influences from like nu metal and I want to say like house music. It's like if people listen to Zebra Cats and Nine Inch Nails, I think they would like this project. Yeah. So really excited about that. Another project that we have is we're putting together an event. It's going to be on March 21st at the Slipper Clutch in downtown LA. And there's going to be drag and there's going to be dancing.
Nice.
And there's going to be DJ Dia. So stop
That's
by.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's for the queer community. Queer goth community made by queer goths. So I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited
It's going to be a
about
fun
that
time.
too.
There's also going to be a fashion show with a cash prize. So that'll be good.
Well, you guys are going to win.
No.
We're judging. We're
judging
So
it.
stressful.
Yeah.
What are your hopes with your music and projects? What are your hopes for the goth scene? What are your hopes for yourselves?
Well, like as we were mentioning, how it's a very stressful time to be
It
queer
is.
Latino in this planet.
Yeah, it is.
So we're hoping that not only for our music to be like an escape for folks, but also to inspire people, to inspire ourselves. Like I feel that I work through a lot of my trauma and my stuff through the creative process. And, as a creative, I also consume a lot of creative stuff.
Yeah.
So I like connecting with other people's art. And then when we performed at that the Trans Defense event, people connecting with the lyrics and, we performed Be Who You Needed When You Were Young. And that's a song off the album that is about being who you need today, and also who you needed at one point when you were younger in your life. And, I try to inspire myself through the music, and I hope to inspire other people to be free and be themselves.
I think both of you do. What are your hopes?
My hopes are to create more spaces in the future, and I'm really excited for that up and coming show and really to perform more. It's been so much fun performing and connecting with new people, and I just want to do it more. And I started doing drag this year, and so even in that avenue, do more performances in that way. Like it's so freeing for me right now, and it's really what's helping me cope through just all of this BS, just having this outlet. Yeah, exactly. Having this outlet to perform, it's like so needed. And so I just want to keep getting up there on stage and meeting new people who are like-minded and who
it's
can...
important to keep making music.
And we can help each other heal as a community and keep
I
building
agree.
that community. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, community is definitely, it's always needed, but like nowadays it's definitely very, very important, creating that space, especially like in the goth community, as you were asking, like creating queer femme spaces in the goth community of LA, like we think that's very important.
I do. I think
So yeah, I'm proud going from performing at shows to being a part of the community building.
I do have one thing to say about my hope for the goth community. I've been seeing a real trend of women being centered and uplifted in the goth community, and I just hope that we don't take steps backwards right now. It's really nice having scantily clad women go dancing around, but it doesn't need to be every goth event.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
We can have less cisgender centeredness in the goth community. After all,
body shapes.
Yeah, more body shapes. After all, we have icons like Robert Smith and Boy George, and I kind of want to see it get more queer and see it get more creative, because I think that some of the goth events have been a little bit one note historically.
I agree. I see that. Are you excited about your very first Pomona show?
Yes. yeah, so excited.
Yeah.
Like we've been performing a lot in LA over the past year and a half. We had our San Fernando Valley debut towards the end of last year. So having our Pomona debut, it's really exciting. We're hoping to extend our reach across the globe.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay, so I went to Citrus College, which is not too far from here, and Pomona was the place where you could go and see live music and party when I was in the early 20s. So to be back as a performer is really exciting. Thank you.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So this is Dia, and I've been talking to Pink Light for Utopian Voids. Back to you.
We'll be right back.
Finding good live entertainment these days can be tough. That's why we here at Utopian Voids have taken special care utilizing highly sophisticated state-of-the-art algorithms and complicated technology codes to curate events not only guaranteed to entertain, but also to inspire both reflective and energized rocking, swaying, and/or bobbing. It's the perfect event for peers to mingle and enjoy specially handpicked live music.
Utopian Voids changed my life.
Utopian Voids changed my life.
Utopian Voids changed my life.
I was skeptical at first, but now I'm a believer.
I went to Utopian Voids, and now I'm cured.
It really works.
I keep Utopian Voids with me everywhere I go.
Utopian Voids always has my back.
Thanks, Utopian Voids.
Thanks, Utopian Voids.
I can't wait till the next one.
So join us at Utopian Voids.
It's a show you don't want to miss.
This is DJ Dia for Utopian Voids, and I'm here tonight to talk to Hurt Hawks about a bunch of things. I saw on a couple of your bios, you have been referred to as a punk rock Leonard Cohen or Darkwave Tom Waits, and is revered for their live performances. Do you want to go a little bit deeper about those comparisons?
Sure, I accept those comparisons gladly. Those are my major influences, Tom Waits, Leonard Cohen. I don't hold a candle to those guys, but I do appreciate comparisons to that. I consider myself a song and dance man. I write songs about regular life, drinking, mixing it up, being sad, stuff like that.
Are you working on any new projects? Do you have anything releasing anytime soon?
Yeah, I have a new album coming out soon. It's going to be called The Big Sweat. I think I'm going to release it on cassette.
Nice.
Through Shaman Cassette's label, Rad Safari Tapes. I'm pretty sure that's happening. I'm going to be working on a music video for one of the songs on the album. The song is called My Body is a Dive Bar. It's just kind of about like the death of masculinity and kind of destroying oneself through alcohol and violent means and all that good stuff.
And you mentioned earlier, and I saw in your bio, that you grew up in Arcadia and still reside there, right?
Yes.
Does that ever show up in your music? Has it shaped your creativity growing up in Arcadia?
Absolutely. I think growing up in Arcadia, for whatever reason, I always felt like an outsider, and I think that's fueled my music. That's a big part of what I write about, being an outsider, not fitting in. And I think that's a big part of why I've stuck around there. I try to put myself in uncomfortable situations. I think those help me to thrive more and to create better art. When I feel uncomfortable, you know, like back to the wall kind of thing.
And do you have any like secret places in Arcadia that you like to rest or decompress or eat or?
Arcadia.
I love Arcadia.
Arcadia is great. There's lots of great places to eat. But I really love a place called Moffat's. They have chicken pot pies, and it's
hard to get chicken pot pies.
Yeah, and it's very kind of like old vibe in there, and I grew up going there. I like it a lot. There's a few little bars here or there. There's like a place called the Drinkers Hall of Fame, which is cool, and there's some other little random places. But yeah, Arcadia is an interesting place. I think on the outside it's very suburban, it's very nice and affluent, but I think like any other place like that, there's weird things bubbling underneath the surface.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You've played a lot, you've performed a lot, and you've been performing a lot. Where have been some of your favorite venues?
That's a good question. I'm not. I never remember where I play.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always any dive.
Yeah.
The divier the better. If the place is a real piece of shit, I like it. I feel comfortable and I feel like I can do my thing. I just go where the wind takes me, and I don't generally remember where that is.
Can you share a little bit what your writing process is like?
My writing process?
Yeah.
I always jot down notes and ideas. Used to always be in journals. Now it's in my phone.
What app do you use?
Just the notes app.
Yeah.
nothing too fancy there. I generally write down like ideas and phrases and one-liners. I write with a partner. My friend Jake, he produces my music. And usually once I get something from him, a song or some beats or whatever, I'll kind of go through what I have in my notes and see what fits best. And from that one phrase or line, I'll build upon it and write something. A lot of times I like to let the music kind of dictate where the lyrical content goes.
Yeah, it sounds like a really nice, organic, calm process.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And do you have any pre-performance rituals?
Yeah, drink as much as I can because I get very nervous. And I just get as drunk as I can and be as free as I can and try not to eat too much before I perform.
And then what are your post-performance rituals? Do you go to your favorite dive? Because I saw on your Instagram that you post a lot of favorite places you like to eat.
Yeah, I love to eat after. I really love like Taco Zone truck, I guess Rodero burrito. I even love Denny's. I love any late night diner. I love diner food. You always got to eat something. In and out. You always got to eat something after a performance. In my opinion, that's part of the fun.
So, what are some of your favorite things about performing?
I think it's really just a great opportunity to be yourself and to like no holds bar. And for me, it's always been kind of like therapy. Performing is a way to kind of exercise the demons and really like let loose. And every day we were going to work and we're with our family or this or that, and there's so many stressful things that are constantly happening. And I think more often than not, we're especially at places like your job, you can't really act out the way you really feel, say the things you really want to say, and I think performing is a good opportunity to blow off that steam.
And do you have any words of wisdom to people that are just getting into the music scene or multimedia scene?
Don't. There's already enough people doing it, and you're probably not going to be good.
It's pretty good words of wisdom. So Tom from Suburban Helltapes has some questions for you. Do you want to come over, Tom?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit on my lap? I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I get to use the bow. Now I get the bow.
It just seems weird that I'm just like, oh. No,
So, Mr. Hurt Hawks, I saw a very specific genre term that I've never heard before used to describe your music, which was drunkwave.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, yes.
Anything to say on drunkwave?
Drunkwave, yeah, I was just trying to, I guess, label what I did, and there's this band that I love and I'm very influenced by called Perubu, and they call themselves Avant Garage.
Okay.
And I always thought that was a great, and they're one of these bands that they're kind of hard to stick into a specific box, so they came up with their own little name. And I guess what I do is kind of dark wavy, so I figured, well, I'm drunk, so let's just call it drunkwave. And it's not super deep or anything.
I don't know. I think it's both simple and easy to understand and an intuitive name, but I think there is some depth there. I think it does have a greater meaning. I think it's a great name.
Thanks.
I just wanted to ask about a couple of recent releases you did. So I saw most recently you did a vinyl release actually, Full of Rye, on Sweatband Records in 2022. Yeah. And I wanted to give you props for the names of those colorways. Well, these were the the vinyl colorways.
Oh, colorways.
Yeah, so it's like a marbled vinyl that was like kind of brownish. That was the marble rye, and then the black tar. That wasn't just like a regular black vinyl. It would look like a little more grayish. Was I thinking, or was it just the regular?
I think it was just. I think they just gave it a cool name. It was just regular black.
I guess they would have fooled me.
I believe Tommy, who runs Sweatband Records, he's also in Gwar. He's one of the members of Gwar, and he's in a band called Squid Pisser, and he was in Cancer Christ. Anyways, Tommy, I think he came up with those.
Okay.
I think he came up with those specific names. I did. I mean, it was my idea to do the whiskey. I wanted whiskey colored vinyl.
Well, that's awesome. I always love when you can bring some of like the idea of the artist or the concept of the artist to like the actual physical medium in that way. Like that's what I'm kind of always trying to do with tape label stuff. And then I wanted to ask about one earlier release I saw that you put out on cassette, which was Playboys in the Boudoir. So there was a great quote with that one I saw, which was, for every cassette sold, I will drink a Coors Banquet and send you the bottle cap along with your order. So yes. Did you do that?
I did do that. That was in the early days when I had the cassettes, and I was true to my word. When I got an order, I chugged a little stubby Coors and put the bottle cap in. And a few people, I don't know how many people actually got those or ordered those, but if you're out there, thank you.
Well, I saw it was a round of 100, so that's.
There's quite a few. There was quite a few.
How many beers drinking?
Yeah, I had to drink quite a few beers gladly.
Yeah.
Wasn't a chore or anything.
I wanted to ask, there's one musician I saw recently. I believe he's based in the Philadelphia area, but he was doing a West Coast tour. His music's very much about drinking, and his name is Jimmy Brown. I wanted to ask if you were familiar with Jimmy Brown.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
He has songs like I'm an obese alcoholic. And,
that's a great title.
Yeah, when I watched him a few weeks ago live, he had like 9 pints on stage and like 2 Cosmopolitans during his performance, during his set. So yeah.
Oh yeah, man after my own heart.
Yeah. Your stuff was reminding me of him a bit, so yeah.
Yeah, I have to check him out.
This is Dia from KSPC for Utopian Voids.
This is Tom from Suburban Helltapes for Utopian Voids.
And this is Hurt Hawks for alcoholics all over the world.
Back to you.
We'll be right back.
Hi Hi, this is Dia. I am a DJ and host of 2 shows, Radio Realness and Synthdactyl Program, which are both on KSPC Radio. I also curate Switched On Cinema, which is a live scoring event at Philosophical Research Society, which I pair local electronic artists with art films. And tonight I'm here with Tom from Suburban Helltapes. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I looked at a couple of your videos that you did in interviews, so you're on the other side now.
Oh, feels weird.
Does it? And you look totally different too.
Yeah.
You're super cash in those ones. Now you're fancy.
Well, you know, if it's me getting interviewed, I gotta make sure I look nice, right? So
I get it. So on your Bandcamp for your label, you wrote Southern California Inland Empire indie tape label. We seek to rehumanize ourselves through shared experiences. Can you share what this means to you in context of your relationship to music and supporting local bands?
Yeah. So that just came to me one day, and I kept thinking about it when I had the idea to do the tape label a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like it's all about shared experiences. Is all about like going out and doing things in person and talking to people and making friends, making connections, and seeing live music, and of course, you know, buying physical media and collecting physical media. So, you know, when we go outside in the real world and we get off our, you know, computer, phone, whatever, and get out of our house and like reconnect. That's all I'm trying to do with Suburban Helltapes and bring people together.
So you shared just a little bit about the label just now, but how did you start your label and what's your goal with it?
Started maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've always been into making music on my own, and then I have quite a few friends. I went to Upland High School, and like a lot of my friends there are in jazz, and they're into making music as well. And so originally it was just like a kind of a label for me and my friends to release music on.
So you started off with a group of people?
No, it's really, I've been making it, all the tapes and everything myself, but it's more just been like, my friends are like putting music out on YouTube or Bandcamp, and I'm like, hey, let's do physicals, let's do tapes, right? So I want to shout out my one friend in particular, Chris, who's Azimuth, if you see him on Bandcamp. But he was making tapes for his music, and that really inspired me. And I'm like, hey, can you show me how to do this? And like walk me through it. And after that, I really fell in love with the process. It's so fun.
What is your relationship to cassette? We talked about it a little bit. Did you choose cassettes because of its cost effective or because of the way it looks, the way it sounds?
Yeah, so I've always been into physical media. I had CDs as a kid and like CD player as a kid growing up. And then I started getting into vinyl when I was a bit older. But vinyl is, you know, kind of expensive if you want to collect a lot. So, you know, when I was like in high school and more broke and stuff, cassettes started to really appeal to me because you can get them for like $2-3 a lot of the time if they're used. Another thing about cassettes is you can just make them at home. Like you can't necessarily make vinyl at home.
That's true.
Cassettes are pretty easy to make. So
you make them at home?
Yeah. I do all the recording myself. I do the artwork design, and I get the artwork printed at Claremont Print and Copy, where they do the Claremont Courier. Yeah. I order custom-made rubber stamps for like all the stamping that goes on the actual cassettes. Stamp those myself and try not to like have them be smudged. Yeah. It takes a few tries sometimes.
So they're all like limited editions also, the ones you release?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I started doing like, I think the first few runs were like 30 or 40, and now I've done some that are 50 and 60, and then I did do one really big run for last year for So Concerned. That was like 100, and that was a lot of work, but it was really satisfying to do that many.
Like I had no idea that people are doing them in their homes. That's so cool.
Yeah, you really just need like one good deck to record off of. I started having just a single deck, so I was only making one cassette at a time, or like one side at a time. Takes forever, right? But eventually I got 2 decks that are double decks, so now I can do 4 at a time. So it's a lot quicker now. Yeah.
That's cool. What advice would you give to people that want to start their own label?
Well, decide if you want to do CDs or tapes or whatever. Vinyl, you could do that, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. So I would say start with CDs or tapes. And then, just find out what music is in your area and what artists are local to you. You know, I think that's the best place to start. And when it comes to making tapes, the place everybody that I've talked to gets them from is this website called Duplication. They're a Canadian company. Cool. And tapes are pretty cheap.
I hope you still can get them.
Oh yeah, I hope so too.
After.
Well, they just opened a new branch in like I think it's on like the East Coast somewhere in the U.S. So they do have a U.S. factory now. But I've noticed even when I order from them, it still like comes from the one in Canada. So I don't know. Maybe it's closer to me in California here.
Maybe.
But no one else is going to tell you this, okay? Cassettes are cheap. You should not be paying a lot of money for cassettes. When you order blank cassettes that have no music on them, it's like $2 or $3. So people who are charging you 10 or 15 bucks for cassettes are really ripping you off. I've been seeing when I go to record stores, there is some people who are making like bootlegs of like popular current music. I don't know if it's, I mean, maybe they're not bootlegs, maybe they're official, but you know, it'll be more recent music that's come out in the last couple of years that's like mainstream music, and they'll be selling for 15, 20 bucks because it's like a big artist. And I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the most I paid for a new cassette has been 20, but my whole thing was like, it's a touring band. I know that it didn't cost $20 to make, but
no, if
bands need gas money and food.
If it's your friends and you want to support them, yes, absolutely, you should do that. And if it's like local musicians, yeah. But I'm not anti-markup. Let's take it back a second here. Okay, I'm not anti-markup. So when it comes to streaming and making money off of music and musicians making money off of their work, most likely you're not going to, if you're an up and coming band or a local band, you're not going to make a lot of money off of streaming. And selling merch is going to be your primary way of making money. So in that case, yes, I would absolutely say buy local bands merch, buy what they're making, buy their shirts, buy their cassettes, buy their CDs, buy their vinyl. I think that is the role of physical media now, like that has filled. To be a way to sustain bands and to like have them have an income on tours and stuff, because it's really hard to make money from streaming in my experience, all the bands I've talked to.
Yeah. Glad you covered that. And going back to physical media, where do you see physical media going? We talked a little bit about it, about how you said that people are really into CDs again. Yeah,
so like I was saying, I grew up having CDs, and I thought they were annoying, and personally, like when I was a kid and stuff, they get scratched, they start skipping and everything. My dad, he had a huge CD collection, and then he never like kept them in the cases, so they were like unlistenable. But that's just my experience with CDs. When I talk to people who are a bit younger and they didn't grow up with CDs, they really love them. And one of the things CDs and cassettes have in common is they're both cheap and you can make them at home. So they're really like a great medium for releasing your own music. So I'm turning around my opinion on CDs. I'm becoming a bit of a pro CD person. I've had a couple bands ask me if I'll do CDs along with tapes, so that's something I might start doing soon. Going back to what I said about the whole, we want to rehumanize ourselves through shared experiences. Like meeting somebody, buying their work in a physical form, it doesn't get more like tangible and real than that. That's a real experience right there.
It's true. I agree. And then do you still perform?
Oh.
And what is that like, being an artist, running a label and releasing other bands?
So originally the label kind of started as like, this will be the way for me to release my music and my friends' music.
Yeah.
And then once I started doing releases, I was like, wow, this is almost more fulfilling, and like, it feels like almost a better use of my time than just doing my own music, because
How?
Because I get to help out other people, and I get to connect with other people. And I've made so many friends since I've started doing this. I've met so many more people. It feels like a bigger mission to me, and like a bigger kind of journey to be on, running a label, rather than just trying to get my own music out there. And I still am working on music and stuff, and I love doing that, but this feels like going one step above, like just being a band. Now I get to help out like many bands. It's so that's really satisfying for me.
That's good. And with the new administration, it's probably, it is more important now to like support local musicians and everything like that. What are your thoughts about maintaining that community and boosting more bands?
Out here in the Inland Empire area, or just, we're a little bit outside of LA. I know here in Pomona, we're technically LA County, Claremont's LA County.
Do you centralize your bands around the Inland Empire area?
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on. I'm just starting to expand out of that, and like I really am open to working with anybody, anywhere who's interested, but primarily this area right here, because I feel like there's so much music culture and so many great local bands, and it's kind of like a little bit untapped at this time. Compare that to somewhere like LA, where I think it's a lot more of a competitive scene. There's a lot more people trying to make it.
Yeah.
And my experience has been working with people out here. People are so much more willing to help each other out and kind of have a community of like uplifting each other, and it doesn't feel like super as competitive here.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone's kind of, we're working all together, kind of, and that's something I love about the IE and the scene here. And I also want to just take this moment to give a quick shout out to Dustin and Utopian Voids, because the stuff he's doing is great. Like this is, I'm so glad we started talking and working together, because I think we kind of have this same vision of trying to put on the IE, trying to put on the 909, and it's going really well. These shows we've been doing here in Pomona, I've been really pleased. I've had a great time at all of them, so I'm looking forward to this next one, March 8th.
So you've been doing a lot of interviews for Utopian Voids. What has been your funnest interview so far?
Pleasure. I want to give them a shout out because they brought me snacks.
Yeah, they brought me snacks before too.
And they also really wowed me with their live performance here. That was a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were really great and just like really different too, like doing their own unique thing that I really haven't seen before, which that's what I love about seeing local bands. You might find something completely new that is no one's really doing yet, you know.
Going back to new, do you have any new releases coming out in the next month or so?
Yeah, so I have one that I'm really excited to talk about. This has been a huge one for me. I've been working on it for like over a year, but this is the 909 Dead Batteries compilation.
Look at the cute case.
Yeah. So this one, another local hero here who is working hard on keeping the scene going, and I'm trying to uplift artists, which is DJ Blastum. I believe he is out in Uplands. And so he put together this compilation. It's 45 tracks.
Nice.
It's all local artists, and it's about 2 hours of music. And he had asked me, prior to him putting this together, it's like, hey, would you want to put this on tape? And I said, yeah. And then he finishes the compilation, and it's 45 tracks, like 2 hours of music. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to put this on tape? So what we did,
open that.
this is my first double cassette release.
Oh, it's so cute.
So we got on 2 cassettes now, and
you handed all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super DIY.
Yeah, it's really fun. What I love about doing physical releases and like manufacturing these and stuff is that it is a combination of art and music. Like you are doing design when it comes to doing the layout stuff, and then you're kind of putting that music into a physical form. So I've always been really into like art and music stuff, and this feels like the culmination of like all of my interests and passions into one field.
It totally is. Do you have any other new releases coming out?
So all the ones I have here are all of my past releases I've done over the last couple of years, which are like these 9. As far as stuff I have planned for this year, so this is actually getting out of the 909 and IE. There's one guy in Buffalo, New York, who asked me to if I would be interested to do a tape release for him. It's his artist name is Bite Handle, and it's kind of like some lo-fi kind of ambient, almost like a beats or instrumental hip hop adjacent kind of music, and I'm really excited to do that release for him to kind of get out of this. I want to support this area primarily, but it feels great to expand a bit as well. And then I have a couple more releases for like my friends, just my good friends who have been doing music. I got like a ambient electronic release planned for this year. My friend Sarah Mack, and then I also there's been one release. I have them all recorded and I just haven't put them out yet, but this is actually my dad's music. Billy Prue and Tommy too, if anybody's familiar. They played all the local bars here, but it's some blues harmonica and guitar, great stuff. So hoping to get that one out this year as well.
What would be a dream band for you to release?
I'm really happy to work with anybody, first off, but a dream band. There's who's that? There's a couple local bands here who I'm really big fans of. Wait, what did he even say?
I think he said Kid Rock.
Kid Rock? I mean, if I was really doing a dream band, I would say like, okay, let's do all the old Boards of Canada albums that are unreleased that they like only did on tape for their friends and family, like their demo tapes. That would be the real dream band, but that's not going to happen unless I go work at Warp Records. So but like local stuff, realistically, dream bands that I'm hoping to work with soon is a local band called Dreary. I'm a huge fan of them. I've seen them live quite a few times, and I know they've talked that they are going to release an album soon. And then also another local band who I recently met through Dustin, who I'm a huge fan of now, is Deer Pond, and they are working on a release soon as well. So I'm hoping both of those bands we can get some releases together.
And I always like talking about food. So do you have any favorite places in the IE?
So right now I'm living in Claremont, and there's so much good food in Claremont Village.
Is there?
I think so. You don't think so?
I don't know.
Really?
There's not a lot of vegan options, so it comes from a different lens, yeah.
That's true, yeah. I didn't think about it that way, but I really enjoy... I'm like a regular and addicted to Union on Yale in Claremont. Like they have great cocktails there, and they have like pizza, burgers, like all kinds of good stuff. Both of the Japanese restaurants in the Claremont Village are great. And then outside of Claremont, I grew up in Upland most of my life. There's a spot on Foothill there called Route 66 Tacos and Tamales, TNT. Place is fire. Ruben's Tacos. Place is fire. And then LA, 100%. You got to check out Yang Chow if you've never been there. That's like my favorite Chinese spot in Chinatown.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for making the time to come out here. And thank you so much for interviewing me and talking about all the local stuff we got going on here.
Yeah.
And I just want to say such a huge fan of KSPC. I've been listening my whole life. So
that's cool.
It feels like an honor to be a little bit tangentially involved here. So yeah. I'm listening throughout the week, all the time. So
yeah. Well, 2 KSPC DJs.
I didn't even know that until recently.
Yeah. He had a very popular show. You could tell it's you, Dustin. Yeah.
Ever listen to the weather report?
It's a good show.
Oh, that one's yours? I have heard that one. I'm trying to think. Dennis and Bill. Bill and Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably my current fave at the moment.
Yeah.
But I love everything on KSPC.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
It's a cool place. This is Dia with Utopian Voids, and I've been talking to Tom from Suburban Helltapes. Back to you.
We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dia. I have 2 radio shows, Radio Realness and Synthdactyl Program at KSPC Radio, and I am here tonight with
DJ Lágrimas.
And we're going to talk about DJing and music and other stuff. So I wanted to start off with saying I think we met a long time ago in 2019 when you played with Frisco Dykes at Riot Girl Carnival.
Where was that?
The Smell.
Okay, yeah. We were there. I have a really bad memory. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. So let's start off with your DJing and your band stuff.
Oh, well, I'm in Frisco Dykes. We don't really play that often. We took a long hiatus because I'm a mom. So my kid is 7 now. So that's why. But we played a show in January at the Smell again with Mika Miko.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So we play like once a year. And then I just started DJing. So this will be my second time DJing.
Fun.
I'm new. I'm not an OG.
Are you doing digital or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Nice. Then I can ask you questions about vinyl. I wasn't sure. So how was your first DJ experience and where was it?
It was not good. It was on my birthday weekend in December.
Of 2024?
Yeah. So the person that got me on the, to DJ that night, she's amazing. DJ Wendy Love. I love her. She's Filipino. She's amazing. But the crowd was just not what I expected it to be. So I had records like Gravy Train or like more punk stuff, but that was not the vibe. So I was just okay.
What was the vibe?
Like old
pop.
school hip hop.
Oh no,
like, definitely not
different
me.
things. Yeah.
So that happened, but I went through it. It happened.
That's good.
And so this show will be more fun for me.
Good.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do vinyl again. What kind of stuff are you pulling from your collection?
I like to play whatever I can dance to or people can dance to. So it could be anything. Like I just got a Screamers record from Zoinks down the street.
Nice.
Megan Thee Stallion, cumbia music. Anything, Grace Jones, whatever you could dance to, I'll play that.
And how long have you been collecting records?
I've been collecting them for a long time, years. I just never DJ'd, but my boyfriend, he's a vinyl DJ. He's very established, and that's his thing, so he taught me how to do it.
Cool.
That's why I'm doing it now.
I feel like having a large vinyl collection justifies keep buying vinyl. That's what I tell myself. Yeah. What are some of your favorite records in your collection?
Right now, Kendrick Lamar.
Nice.
Yes. And then I love Grace Jones. Anything Grace Jones. What else? Random salsa, cumbia type stuff. All over the place.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to have good to have surprise transitions and stuff with different types of genres. So that'll be fun. I saw that on your Instagram that you are a BCBA.
Yes.
And I was wondering, how do you balance everything with recently going to DJing, and I'm sure you practice still with Frisco Dykes once in a while?
We never practice. So if we have a show, we practice one time, maybe the week before, and then we have the show. Yeah. I'm busy. I have my career. I'm a BCBA. There's a lot going on. So I deal with I work with mostly children, teenagers, some adults that typically are autistic or have other disabilities that have behaviors. So I work in schools and in home, and there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I'm pretty busy during the week. So it's like a weekend fun activity for me to do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Everyone needs that type of like break. And how was it playing for Mika Miko?
Amazing. I mean, they're my favorite
band. Was it a
band.
dream come true?
Dream come true.
Yeah.
We played with them the first time when I was very young. I don't remember the year. I'm sorry. My memory's so bad.
It's okay.
But we're obsessed, but I get more nervous. So I'm the one that gets nervous to play with them. They're fine. But I still get like, oh my gosh, they're going to watch our band. And like our band name is one of their songs, Frisco Dykes. I don't think people know that. So then they think we're dykes from Frisco, but no, it's a Mika Miko song. But I get really nervous, but they're amazing. They're really nice, and I'm happy that they reunited because they took a long break after they broke up.
Yeah. They've been playing a lot, which is great. And how often do you get to practice in general, either DJing or your instrument?
I would say not often. I'm weird. Like I'm like a leprechaun. Like you'll see me once a year. I'll practice once a year. You'll see me once a year.
Yeah.
But not often. So we'll see how it goes next week. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. You're with a lot of friends. And vinyl's always fun to play. And besides Zoinks, are there other record stores in the area that you really like?
I love Zoinks. Rhino, I've been to a few times to the new location. I missed the old location.
The one in Montclair. Yeah, the one in Claremont was great. Yeah.
Most recently, like Record Safari out in LA. There's another Sonidero something in LA. I do a lot of Discogs too. Yeah, to find the things that I like.
What kind of restaurants do you like around here?
Around here? Well, okay, so in
what are your favorites?
In Pomona, it's like closed now, but it's a pupusa place down the street called Buen Gusto. You can still eat there, but you have to order and pick it up or something.
Well, that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it's so good. And then in Claremont, Sanam Luang, it's Thai food.
Yeah. Remember when they used to be open like after midnight?
They're not anymore.
No. They close at like
Still
11.
Still so good, though. And I feel like the price is really good. That hasn't changed for me. Those are the top two around here for me.
You have stories about
my relation to that band.
Yeah, because Paul, the connector, is in Sexette and in Frisco Dykes, and you two are buddies, right? Yeah.
So Manny, I've technically known him since high school. We went to Chino High. Shout out Chino High. It looks different now. It's not ghetto anymore, or it doesn't look ghetto anymore. But I would always see him with like long hair and like Slipknot shirts, and I was scared of him. But I was like,
Manny?
he's cool, but I'm scared to say hi. So it was like at a distance. And now we're like best friends. We found out we have the same like as far as astrology, like the same sun sign, moon sign, rising sign. So we're like twins, which makes sense because we're both like not okay. And then Paul, I've known him since it's been like 23 years that we're friends.
I freaking love Paul.
I fucking love Paul too.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Paul is he's just the person.
I always tell him I don't know what I would do without you. So.
You're lucky.
Yeah, so I've known Paul since 7th grade. He knocked on my door one day and gave me a sound CD. I don't know if you know that band. And I was like, okay, thanks. And then we became friends.
What a cutie.
Yeah. So that's how I know them. And then Drew, who is in that band as well. We used to play with her band Trap Girl all the time. They're still playing. Yeah, they're doing amazing.
I just saw them.
Yeah, they're amazing. So that's my connection.
And it's going to be cool because you're DJing before Sexette.
So I know they'll like what I play.
Yeah, of course.
We all listen to the same shit.
Good. Yeah, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
You'll be hyped up because you'll be amongst friends. So I'm excited to hear your set and see what records you brought. I'm a vinyl record collector too, so I really love when people play vinyl as a DJ. And this is Dia, and I've been talking to
DJ Lágrimas.
This is Utopian Voids. Back to you.
We'll be right back.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this round of interviews. Thank you, Dia. Thank you to all the acts. Once again, you can see these acts live at our event happening Saturday, March 8th in Pomona. Details in the description. The event is also streaming live on our YouTube. I'm Dustin. This is Utopian Voids. Thanks for watching.